Hello YouTube! It's Jonathan here, DJ Puff the Third. Just jumped off the tram at Lloyd Park and I've got the phone in the handheld basically, and I've not been here for a little while. I think I did a video in the past. There's a load of graffiti on the floor. The view from hella way down, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Yeah, I came here some years ago. I think I was on the bicycle and they just planted a load of trees. They're basically hybrid elm trees. They're much bigger now. I think I was on the ex-postie bike, the blue postie, and they're much bigger. Also the paths, we've got new paths over there. They've been there for quite a few years now, but they're still quite modern. I'm going to switch it round because I'm going to take a walk up to the north side of Lloyd Park, and we're going to check something out. Hopefully the phone will stay in place, it won't pop out. I've got the converted buggy, I've got a few tools on it and the walking pole. Oh, right. Yay, look, I can zoom in on now on this phone. Fuck me. Oh, you can see, look, these trees are much bigger now. Hybrid elms. Like an avenue, basically. Oh. And I can just do normal video now, so it's going to be high quality. Oh. So basically we're taking a walk now. You can see, what's this, community open day 12 till 2, bowls club. That must be gone already. Oh, but yeah, all these elm trees, they're much bigger now. This path was put down new, and I remember when they were literally digging it to put the path down, I was sniffing over it, of course, looking for bottles and relics. There was a few little bits. I didn't find anything complete. I think what it is, I just didn't go deep enough. It's always the case, they don't go deep enough. And all of this was just down about a foot. So we're making our way up the eastern side of Lloyd Park in the Cronks, basically. And this is basically the whole reason my adopted grandpa Rex came to Croydon. Well, moved to Addiscombe, should I say. He moved to Addiscombe from Streatham because of basically the proximity of the countryside in the area. This is what he settled in Addiscombe for. At 22 Nicholson. So we've left the first lot of elm trees behind. Look at that. Like a valley. It's not really a valley, but I'm sure there is water about here. But I do know right in the lower extremity and along here we've got the upper chalk, the Cretaceous upper chalk. And in mid-range where the tree lines are, we've got the Thanet sand, Paleo-Eocene Thanet sand. And then above that we will have the Redding beds. The Woolwich series is missing in the area. There's an unconformity, so the Woolwich series are missing. Just the Redding beds, and then above that you've got the Blackheath beds. Oh, I don't know how wobbly this is. I don't have a gimbal, I just got a handheld. But at least we've got high quality now, and I can just do a full length video because it's completely empty. But what are we doing today? We are actually investigating more springs. Yes, more springs. Oh, because you may know I spend a lot of time getting water from Keston, the head of the River Ravensbourne. The Caesar's well at Keston. And also I've been to Addington Spring at Addington Village. Bird of prey over there chasing a crow about. Probably a kestrel. Yes, a kestrel. I mean, there was a lot of daffodils planted here, but I have to say that early in the year I didn't see so many. I know that this path literally cut through the daffodils. Someone tried to call me. Hoping I've got sound. Right, here. What is it? Tuesday, Monday, fuck knows. Someone's still trying to call me, but it's always the same, isn't it? Right, here. This spot here, not for a long time, and it's a lot more overgrown now, but you can see a very slight dip, and it's in the middle, very slight dip. Now, right in the middle here somewhere, there was a very, very small spring. It's just basically a dribble coming out of the ground. I've not seen it for quite a few years. It's ephemeral. But you can still see a very, very, very slight depression, low patch here. But it's buried in them trees somewhere. Very small spring. It's in there somewhere in the middle. But I have noticed at times that the dampness sort of gets down to about here before it disappears. There's enough moisture to get it this far, but it's still not a lot of water, to be honest. See, the elderflower is out now. I've been collecting some of that for herbal teas. And there's a plum in here somewhere. I've collected quite a bit of plums here last year. And here's the second lot of elm trees, hybrid elm trees that were planted. They got a load near the tram stop and near the bowling, and then you've got some up here as well, but we're turning off now. Oh. So this is the north entrance of Lloyd Park in the Cronks in Croydon, and we're almost there now. Now, I was here last week and I was sniffing about, and I bumped into a lady that seemed to know more about it, but there was no water in here. Literally no water. Well, not no water, very little water in here. And here we are, look. There is something in it now. And why? Because I came down here with a load of rakes. And that whole section from this pond to pretty much the source, I raked all the detritus and twigs and branches out of it, and even moved one big rotten tree trunk, We've had a little bit of rain since, but it started filling up before the rain happened. So basically what was happening with all the detritus and the twigs and sticks, it was slowing the flow of the water down, and it was just sinking in before it got here. And you can see the water flowing in the stream now. But I don't think it's gone up much more. I think it will need a lot more rain, but compared to when I first came here, there was very little at all, and there is a bit of water in here. You can tell that the wildlife's been around and drinking out of it anyway. Here's the noticed Lloyd Park. The pond at Lloyd Park is a haven for wildlife, often overlooked by visitors to the park. Tucked away in its quiet corner, this small spring-fed pond supports a wide range of plant and animal life, including newts, dragonflies, damselflies, aquatic snails, and even the occasional duck. Well, I don't know, I've not seen a lot of that. Common newts breed here between March and June. The open water allows them to act out their mating ritual. The males, which have fiery orange underbelly during the breeding season, will dance, showing off their markings and wafting pheromones towards the more drab-coloured females. God blimey. Exciting Lloyd Park on the Coombe Road, A212. Cross the tram tracks and turn left, follow the road until you see a sign on the right for Coombe Wood Gardens and Cafe. Inside you will find formal gardens and ornamental fish pond. This pond is special as it's surrounded by a rockery made of a material called poulamite, a fake rock used for rockeries, grottos and other landscaping projects. In the late 19th century, so 1800s, late 1800s, Coombe Wood Pond is one of the few remaining examples of a poulamite rockery well worth a visit. And you can see a picture of someone clearing stuff out. The British Conservation Volunteers, yes, BTCV, not TCV, look after this pond every year, removing vegetation to keep the pond open. The main bulk of vegetation in the water is, it says watercress. It's not watercress, it's water mint. There's no watercress in there that I know of. A great plant in its own right, however, it can grow very quickly, overcrowding the pond. This small stopping other plants from growing. By removing the small section at regular intervals, the pond retains some open water for light and oxygen to reach the water. I mean, there might be, but I didn't see it. I only saw the water mint. And encouraging submerged oxygenators like rigid hornwort and water starwort to grow. I don't remember seeing any of all this stuff they're mentioning, to be honest. I really don't. All I see is water mint. I don't know how deep it was originally. I mean, I think there's enough depth for it to fill up, but can see that there's flag irises there, yellow and creamy yellow. Anyway, we're going to keep moving on because I need to find a way in. And I'm gonna need to take my walking pole because I need to point at shit, basically. Now, getting through this section one hand might be an issue, and I'm a bit tired of punctures on this thing. I think it's the dried out ones that are an issue. Got long-tailed tits above me. ZZZZ. Almost there. Lovely old oak tree here. Look at that. Big old oak tree. Probably well over 200 years old. Almost there. Oh. So this path goes direct. Oh, it's very hard to stay on the path with all this bramble. Right. Oh, get my pointy stick, and here we are. Oh. 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 What is the name of this stretch? I'm not really sure it's got a name at all, to be honest. It's just a spring. I mean, I could look at old maps, but it doesn't mention it on the information lectern. Lloyd Park Spring, maybe. For a laugh, I'm just going to call it one Fern Gully, because there's only one fern here. Right, as I said, I came here about a week or so ago, and I brought 2 rakes, springbok and a small standard rake cut down, and I raked all the detritus out of this short creek, which is probably about as long as the Addington Spring Creek down to the spout at Addington Village. Possibly even longer, slightly longer, but there's less water here than there is at Addington Spring, and much less than there is at Keston at Caesar's Well. Anyway, gonna swap it round and take a look. And as you can see, we've got another big oak tree here. I can't look up too far. We'll make our way down. Look at that. It's a lot clearer than when I first came here. It wasn't bad. There was sticks and twigs and branches and a lot of detritus. Most of it was old oak shells, cups and hazelnuts blocking. There's literally a piece of asbestos roofing there. Oh, I'm not sure what that is, just a piece of metal. We're going to walk up, and this is already, we're at a feature or a number of features, and I'm not really sure what they are at regular intervals. There may have been more, but it might be buried under the bank now. But we've got these pieces of wood buried in the stream bed. Now this probably indicates that the stream bed has moved in the last 100 years or more. So this may have been basically the edge of the stream bed, and this section maybe it was boarded at one side, or there may have been a wooden walkway to one side, or like decking, but this was years ago. I mean, I might be wrong completely, they could be even older, but my guess is that there could even be one either side, and it was channeled, but I've no idea what this wooden stuff is. They're facing in that direction. You can see that there's pebbles here, so we're already into the Blackheath beds. There's another one here, there's a second one. It's a bit of a mystery what they are. There's a third one here. There's a third one. That would put another one around here somewhere. Oh, here, there's one. Another one of these pieces of wood. I have no idea what they are. And we've got one last one here, so they seem to be pretty regular intervals, and this one's curved on the outside, so it could have been half of a post or half of a tree trunk. We're almost already at the spring. Piece of rock here, there's another piece here, don't know what they are. You know what, I've just seen a bottle. It's smashed, but is it a bottle? Yeah, it looks like a United Dairies 1960s or 70s, or 70s and 80s. Just a rotten trunk. It turns a corner here a bit. We've got another rock here, mystery rock. And here it is. One fern gully. This is the only fern here. Crazy, isn't it? That's the only fern that I've found. And then it turns a corner and it disappears under this fence into a private garden. So the actual spring itself is in there a short distance. I think it's around here somewhere. The spring is literally in a private garden now. And this whole section, the whole lot, I cleaned it by hand. I raked out all the detritus, oak, acorn cups, and what looked to be hazelnut shells. Have I found any pottery here like Addington Spring? Not really. I have raked it, but there's not enough water here to really wash anything out, and the slope is not steep enough to give the water momentum to really, you know, wash over the surface. I did find one piece of pot and it looked interesting. It's not impossible that it was ancient. It could have been Iron Age, it could have been Bronze Age, I don't know. Very thin. It seemed like the right material, but it didn't have the little flint or shell flecks in it. But we're going to keep walking down. There is water here. There's not as much as Addington Spring. You can see that there is sand here, so it's on the junction of probably the Thanet sand, Reading, and the Blackheath beds. The Blackheath beds will be higher up and then pass into the Reading and Thanet sand, making its way down. But it's looking more, it's looking better. It's definitely flowing better. But you can see that there's already crap falling down, like oak galls stuck in the bed. But no, not really seen much in the way of pottery. I found one piece, and there's not really enough flow that will uncover something like that. It's not impossible. I mean, ancient civilizations always gravitated towards springs and water. So that piece of pot very well could be ancient. Right. Oh. Yeah, you can see the water flowing through the sand here. It's quite a long section. I think it's slightly longer. It's definitely slightly longer than Addington Lodge's stretch or creek. It's at least a third longer again, I think. and then we've got a little bit of a meander here, and then a stronger one here, more pronounced. This piece of wood, rotten wooden tree trunk, this was literally here, and I lumped it out of the way, and then I cleared out everything that was underneath it. You can see that it's already building up a bit again here. There's a beetle. He just managed to save himself. A little black beetle being washed down. But yeah, not much water here at all. You can see it flowing. But you can't hear it. You can't hear it because the grading isn't steep enough to really agitate the water. And then we got another big rotten tree trunk or two here. Well, one is still alive. This one here is still alive. Try and make our way underneath here. Right. This is the other side of the Lloyd Park spring and creek, or one Fern Gully as I'm calling it. And I've been here and I've seen birds taking a bath and having a drink here. This section was the worst when I came down here. Literally, my trainers were black at the end of it with mud and rotten detritus. I literally had to put them in the shower and just rinse them out and rinse them out and rinse them out, and then try and dry them off for days. But it's definitely flowing. And then we're practically back to the pond. There you go, look, there's the pond. With significantly more water in it than there was before, but not a massive amount. It may fill up eventually, or it might have to receive more rain at the source. The water table may have to get a bit higher. I mean, people overlook the pond itself, but they overlook the stream bed even more, unless you find that path that I found that makes your way to the edge of it. Oh dear. But no, I've not seen much in the way of old pot here, anything ancient, to be honest. I mean, this would have been here for all time, this spring in the stream. And not far away, over there, not far from the tram stop, a little bit further up, past the chalk holes in the ground. We don't really know what they are, whether they were lime chalk gathering pits or bomb craters. That knowledge seems to be lost. But around that area I did actually find a Neolithic flint knife with the tip missing. It was rather decayed flint, not good quality flint, like the flint knife I found on the Thames at Vauxhall. The tip was missing. So prehistoric man has been here. So it's obvious that they've made use of this spring as well, or they must have. And you've got Bronze Age at Crowham as well. But no, so far I've not seen much in the way of pottery. Oh dear. So yeah, this is about it. The Lloyd Park spring and pond. One Fern Gully, as I'm calling it, and some mysterious pieces of wood. I guess if there was another one, it would be here somewhere. That seems about right. There's something here. I'm not sure if it's metal or stone, to be honest, or brick. There's something here. Again, we've got more flag irises. So it is damp here. It's damp here. I don't know whether that means maybe there was an additional pond here. Not impossible, you know. It could have been an additional pond, or it's just that they've decided to grow in another damp area. There's a few daffodils in there as well. You can see this oak tree here. No, that's not an oak. That's an ash tree. There's an oak behind it, an old oak behind it. There's an oak there. You can see that someone's cut the ivy at ground level to kill the ivy. So this is an ash tree, that's an oak tree. And that's at least 200 years or more old. That oak and possibly this ash. But yeah, got these flag irises, but they don't seem to be flowering much. I think it's just that they're so engulfed in everything else. They're not really in the mood for it. In other news, I am feeling better. Hard to say how long I had the gut rot, but it must have been at least 4 or 5 days, and I can't say before if I was leading up to it, not good at all. I mean, I had it on Friday to Saturday. It's now Monday or Tuesday, I don't bloody know, but I'm a lot better than I was. Oh, but I'm feeling better. I'm definitely feeling better. But yeah, that is about it. I will keep an eye out for additional pot in case I can date some old feature here, but there doesn't seem to be much, and like I said, there's not enough flow in the water to really wash anything out, in all honesty. I mean, who knows what was here in the late Victorian times. Maybe the garden's extended. I can see a little bit of bamboo there, but it may not have been this side. It may have broken out of one of the gardens. There's like a bamboo there that's very similar to the stuff at Keston, Miry Grove. There's springs at Miry Grove as well, near the Braemar house. I found a lot of nice bottles at Miry Grove, on the surface or under the surface. And there's a bay here as well. I don't know how big it is, but there is a bay somewhere. Oh, I'm not even sure if this is just one massive fern root that's just been going for years and years and years and years and years, and Now it's just got one little sprig on it, or it's just a rotten tree stump, possible. Don't know what that is. I have to take a look at it. Interesting. One side looks shiny, but I don't think it's a flint. It could just be a flint. That is about it. This is basically the Lloyd Park pond and spring. We've got a spring here. So yeah, I've been to a few now. Caesar's Well, Addington Spring, and now this one at Lloyd Park at the back, the north side of Lloyd Park. There's quite a lot of birds around, and they do take advantage of the free water. They do enjoy the free water. It's quite a serene little spot, really. Not the most attractive landscape, I have to say. A lot of ivy, a lot of brambles. Everything is very higgledy-piggledy. It's not managed or anything, apart from TCV that infrequently comes here. Oh, tell a lie. We've got one fern lost in there somewhere, so we've got two fern gully. And I think I'm going to end it there. So another lost spring and stream in Croydon. Oh, no, a lot of people tend to overlook. Oh, smack me head. It's a nice chill spot, really. And it's flowing a little bit better now that I've cleared it out. Anyway, I'm going to end it here, and I'll catch you on the next video. Yay, new phone. Got much better quality video. I can do proper videos now. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Oh.